As you know, I have I draw with the Paintology drawing app on the phone, and I show you arts and techniques to improve your drawing much more rapidly than just using tools alone. So most of the drawing apps focus on the tools, whereas I focus on art techniques, digital art techniques that has been borrowed from the traditional method of painting and drawing and can be equally applied to digital techniques, despite what some people say. So that's the reason why a lot of my paintings are actually appear to be quite fairly realistic and not digital, right? Doesn't look digital at all. This was done on the phone with with my stylus on the Note 10, and you could use your fingers, but this is the power of drawing with the stylus on the phone. And also in the finger you would probably zoom in for quite a lot of the features, but this is typical of many of the drawings I do, and many people cannot really get their heads around and understand that it was done by digitally. And there's a good reason why my digital artwork appears that way, because I don't use any of the huge correction tools that everyone else, like straight away they would use auto correction of the lines, you know, the wiggly lines, but in fact it's natural when you do wiggly lines, you know, and you can compensate for that, and it improves your drawing strokes. If you have auto correction, you'll never bother to improve your drawing stroke. Blending, you know, digital tools for that, and I blend manually, and that's the reason I can get these superb clouds in the distance and the tiny details that you see here. So this is the method that I draw here, the fingers, and using the Note 10 phone. But I've made quite a few paintings with fingers, but lately I've been using the stylus that comes with it. So because, you know, must be old age or something, I don't know. But my hands are beginning to cramp just a tad bit more. So typically, the drawing is done in about 1 or 2 hours, and I sit through the drawing session to complete it. But now what I've done in this method of drawing is that I've taken a drawing. I have two channels, Paintology and the other channel, which is Ferdouse, and this is the Ferdouse channel. And I continue the drawing from the Paintology live stream to this live stream on the Ferdouse channel, just to even it out, if you can say that, and also allows me to make a complete drawing. If I skipped the first lesson, you know, if I didn't finish the first lesson, at least I can do it here. Most of the time I have, quite a few times I have finished in one sitting, which is 1 hour, 1.5 hours, but I'm not sure if many people want to sit through all that. So I've reduced it a little bit to an hour and another hour. So we're going to spend an hour finishing off the drawing we started in the other tutorial session. So let me show you a few things first. In order for you to draw like the way I'm showing you the method, which is very much focused on traditional, and I think the traditional art gets extremely bad rap from the. Digital art, it gets an exceptionally bad rap from the traditional art art domain, and that's because many don't understand the full the what's behind traditional, because they think behind digital, that is, they think there's a whole bunch of tools that takes care of everything, you know. You clap your hands and that's it, it's done. It's just it's annoying when people tend to think like that, especially the people who are not practitioners in art. You know, don't make judgment and criticisms of the method of drawing unless you're a practitioner of it. So I'm a big practitioner of traditional. You can ask me, do you want to paint something in oil? And if I feel that medium, if I feel like doing it, I will. Watercolors, you name it. I've tapped into every traditional medium. I was pretty good You can see some of my artwork gracing my sister's house if you want to come and pay a visit, but make sure you may have an appointment firsthand. And last few years, because the app is founded by me, Ferdouse, Collect, I have applied my artistic skills to bring up the methods and approaches to drawing to help everyone else to draw just like me, because I've managed to apply traditional methods of drawing to the digital art. Therefore, that's the reason why you can't tell the difference between my artwork or any digital, if it was done by digital or traditional. So here you have a whole few days of structured courses that are tied to the drawing app here. And I'll show you what I mean. Like, for example, all these tutorials you see here, this is my paintings, is this fourth button here, which all your saved paintings go to. And then if you look at the tutorials section, click on the top left button, tutorials, you'll see there's paint by numbers, pencil drawing, absolute beginners, and these all have, some of them have a ID associated with it, a drawing ID, and that drawing ID is actually used in this particular tutorial is used in the Google Classroom, and it's free. So you'll find the Google Classroom link, it forms Google Classroom in the link in the description. So they are all tied to that, and I have organized it such, because there are 800 tutorials, and I've organized it as such that you can actually look at these particular drawings and follow along to what the tutorial says in the Google Classroom, and also the video here. Like this particular one has a video associated with the toggle button on the top right of the menu. Just click on that, and then you'll see immediately a video appear, and it's showing you how it's doing the line drawing. Yeah, so you can follow along to the video, as well as, of course, the more structured method of showing you how this drawing is done, or practicing the drawing on the actual Google Classroom. Yeah, so this is exactly how it's tied up. It's been designed in a very interesting, and then you can toggle back, right? So toggle back and forth between your drawing and the video. Okay, so there's quite a few tutorials that are like that, and the way you can tell that these have got the video icon on the top. So there's many that teach you the traditional, it doesn't try and redefine the traditional into the digital. It's really designed to teach you the techniques of the style of drawing that has made traditional art the biggest art medium on the planet, right? Even if digital medium is also strong, it's still by far one of the first thing that children will go to, first thing that teachers will teach, and it's also taught in academic classes and that. But the digital is so good that I'm going to show you, if you keep your mind open and techniques alert, you know, your notion for learning new art techniques, then I will show you what you can do. Very far more capable than meets the eye. So let's continue with the drawing. You know, by the way, before I open up the drawing, so this is the Google Classroom. The other one is the Paintology. Yes, the Paintology. So, yeah, this is the Paintology.com. It's a website to cater to all the tutorials, and have written so many blog posts, including the Quora.com. Paintology.quora.com is another area place where you can learn about art, and you'll find daily updates of what I'm doing on that platform. Blogs I've written so many articles on the subject of painting and drawing, and of course in particular to the digital. So Paintology.com is a great resource for you if you're really interested in drawing. You can follow the vast majority of people who follow the line of apps that are full of tools and follow along to it. But I'm going to give you a warning. And the warning is that you will become so heavily reliant on the tools that you can't move away from it. Whereas this method that I show you does not fixate you on a particular tool set. It actually develops techniques and art irrespective of what art medium you're in. And that's maybe a bit hard for you to swallow, but and ask any paint and a teacher or online and ask them about tones and values, shapes, form, volume, textures, anything. And textures is something I'm going to work on this particular drawing that we're doing of the bald eagle, right? So you ask them that and they will immediately know what you're talking about. They may not have any experience in digital, but they will know what you're talking about, because these are fundamental skills that are taught at art level. So daily step-by-step video, see that button? Click on that and you'll see all the tutorials, YouTube streams that I have done. Not the tutorials, sorry, YouTube streams. These are all the YouTube streams that are up to date, 7th of October. And after I'm done with this, I will complete a drawing and I'll post it here, the completed drawing. And also I'll put 8th of October, the following day, okay? So let's take a look at a few of the drawings I've done, quite a few, you can see. Let's look at a completed drawing here. This would you believe was a drawing that I did on the with the Paintology app. It looks so photorealistic, does it not? And you know, and how many people will say this is actually done on digitally? I doubt it. And here I'll show you another one. There, even anime drawing. This was all done in landscape mode, so it's better if I turn it over in landscape, but it doesn't matter. And then I'll show you early ones I did as well. There, this was as a drawing that I showed the blending, and believe me, I've come a long way since I started doing the live streams 2 months ago on a daily basis. It's allowed me to think more deeply about what I'm doing and enhance my techniques. And I've come across a few techniques just a couple of days ago that I've been quite keen about, and then I've drawn that one drawing based on those technique. In fact, I'll show you which one I mean. This one is like pretty interesting. What I did with this was I basically took the reference image of the mountain and the full lake, and then I got to the point where the reflections of the mountains was really prominent on the lower half of the picture, that I decided, you know what, I'm going to put my own creativity here, and then I just made this waterfall. So this is some of the things you can do, obviously not, and you should know that. But this was done in the space of 1.5 hours as well. So let's go back. So this is the page, paintology.com, and then you click on the button that you'll see here. There, daily step-by-step video tutorial, just below the logo, below the header screen here. So let's go back to my drawings and let's open up this. This is how far we got from the last session, right? So we're here, and we're not, you know, I'm not anywhere near the completion, but this is part of the drawing process that I would like to talk about. It's not often mentioned in the traditional medium. So when you type in drawing process, you'll find a lot of explanations by Google giving you some industrial designs and all that. And I did come across one particular YouTube video which talks about the drawing process, but the drawing process was so much tied to what they were doing. It was not inherent to the general drawing process. And I'm talking about the general drawing, something that everyone can take away and understand. So the drawing process is essentially a blank canvas all the way to the finished work of art. That may seem obvious, but that is the complete drawing process. So there are many painters and artists out there on YouTube who 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 you watch and you probably follow, and they take from a blank canvas with a pencil and paper, or from acrylics or watercolors or oils, and then all of a sudden they've got this superb piece of masterpiece artwork, and you're mesmerized, right? But you like the drawing process, but you have no clue what that drawing process is about. That drawing process in the traditional medium is actually unique to that artist. But the explanation of the drawing process has been very challenging for any artist to actually sit down and tell the student, if you want to paint like me, I'm going to show you techniques. So they break it down to techniques. And the techniques can be so tedious. They want to jump to what they've achieved in that, in their own drawing skill set, and they want to jump to it, but they want to also skip the traditional. Well, unfortunately, like most teachers will tell you, you cannot uh, jump before you can walk, right? Is that the right word? Yes, exactly. So you cannot jump before you can walk. So which means you have to really go through the steps, the mini steps, and then, but the beauty of the digital Paintology app is that it allows you to show the drawing process. And I've been talking about it in several of my live streams. And if you go through it, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. It's basically taking a drawing all the way from insignificant, and then better, 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 and then wow, you know? So that's really what it is. And now you have a same platform where I can show you the drawing process. So if you followed me exactly, you cannot complain, oh, he has a better paper, or he has a better pencil and he's pressing the pencil just right, adding the right pressure to get the right shade. Oh, and he's doing that. So you don't have all these excuses. You will know that I'm using this brush, and I don't venture out of the line brush, and this setting. That's it. That's all there is. And that's all we're going to do to make this drawing close to this. And you'd think, what? Are you sure? Yes, I'm pretty sure. So let's go ahead and now carry on this drawing. Okay, so how are we going to do this in the short space of time? It is entirely upon you to learn these techniques, and I'm going to show you these techniques. And believe me, these techniques are not shown by many of the digital artists because they're dependent on the tools. But I'm going to show you its techniques. If you're a traditional artist, you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so bear with me while I keep finding the techniques for me to make this drawing into something not that close, obviously, but reasonably close, and then you can get away with it and say, that's a pretty good drawing, right? So first thing is we're going to blend the background. So how are we going to do the blend? That brings me to the point about this particular setting here. So we're sticking to the line brush, as I've said. And what is blending? Well, you should know what this does. If you don't, then you should practice it. This is essentially, if you have let me explain to you what it means. If you have colored pencils and you have maybe 30 of them, in your box, right? Colored box, right? Box of colored pen, 30. Think of this as being about 10,000 of these colored pencils. That's it. Yeah, maybe you're going to sit back and get shocked. But that's the reason why I can lay down terms. And why can you draw photorealistically? It's because I don't have to worry about building up the yellow. So you have 3 variations of yellow colors, right? This will have 1,000 variations of the yellow colors, but you need to know what those colors are. You need to tune your mind into the tones of those hued colors, these colors, okay? So that's what it is, and it trains you really well. So this is what it is. It gives you the ability to have even even at this top setting, let me show you. You have this yellow, right? I was talking about yellow. You got, look at all this. Look at all that different shade. How many color pencils do you need? Right? Thousands of colored pencil, hundreds, if not thousands, to get the exact color. Look at that. Beautiful. So you have control over the color tones here, right? And then this does exactly that. If you have the yellow here, right? And then you lower the density of the yellow here. Let me show you. Well, I'm going to show you. You will lower the tones. So what this allows is two things. It allows you to create the tones in multiple layers, meaning multiple strokes, not layers as you would understand it to be in digital. I don't use layers. Layers is, oh, mind you, I'm a very advanced user of Photoshop, GIMP, Corel Draw, but I would not use it for drawing. Drawing is a pleasurable experience that I've learned from traditional and I apply to digital as well. So that's just to, if you were thinking about my experience. So I have used Photoshop to draw logos, illustrations, vector graphics, you name it, brochures, but I would not use it for drawings such as this. So anyway, so here it is. So density is where the exact color, if you did one stroke, went over it, it would be exactly the same color. But if you went here, you did one stroke, went over it, it will start building up to this tone. Got it? So that's in principle what this density settings. And believe me, it's no point in me going on and on unless you give it a shot. If you think you need an explanation before you try it, then you're quite mistaken. You need to apply these techniques. If you don't apply, you're not going to learn. You're constantly going to badger everyone else that it's too hard or too bad or it's too difficult or it's not within my realm. It's crap, it's rubbish, go away, that kind of thing. So you'll be having a very negative view of that. So let's go ahead and look at this original drawing. Get this box out the way. The original drawing and then what we have. So first of all, I'm thinking the easiest thing is to blend the background. So watch how I blend the background and you'll be shocked how quickly that works. So I typically use about 10%. You can use depending on the drawing, the type of drawing that you have. Let's go for 11, 12%, okay? And then I've got this density about halfway, 50%, okay? Very easy. Get the color picker and get this tone here. Okay, that's the tone. Can you see? That's the tone I have right now. And then I'm simply going to go to the edge and then just blend it. Have you seen that? So now you can see that is just too strong, right? Because it still creates the edge. So again, I take it all the way down to 20%. Now watch what I do. See how it blends? There. That's it. And then now I'm going to take the darker color of the neighboring region, blend. See it? Just blend it. Do you see how it works? Very easy. Try it. Because you know the exact setting I'm using. Nothing too complicated. And then all I'm doing is blending this. Okay, there. Picking the adjacent color and blending it right there. Because it's such a low density, I've got enough strokes to blend that, yeah? That's all it is. And then I'm just using a swirly technique. Okay, see how it's blending, right? It's not the harsh. And then I can go in and even blend more, carry on. Look how quickly we blended that. That was superbly too quick. In fact, it's scarily quick, isn't it? Right? And then you see these colors there? going to blend that. They're easy to blend because they're more or less subtle, isn't it? Look how we've now, the eagle has now become more pronounced. It's the center of attention here. Okay, I can take this and blend it even more. So I can say, you know what, I'm going to take it up, take that up, take the density, and then even blend it more. So you can hardly see it. The blending, that how well it blends. Right? Giving that illusion that it's distant, defocused, as as photographers would call it. Focal range. Right? Take it back, shape it exactly the way you want. Right? There. There, it's like practically gone. I mean, it's got a slightly, and I'll show you, if you look at a few other of my videos, you'll see how I blend with the shade brush. That's how you get the skies that I've shown you in the landscape. Okay, so I'm sticking to the same tools, okay? So I'm gonna, blue this, I need a little bit of blue on this. So I'm gonna take it out, not the white, Right, shape that. Why not? There. Perfect. You can play with the colors and then make that background as much as you wish. Slow, play as much as you want. Okay, and get the right colors. Now, it's not quite like that, but this is my own background and I'm quite happy with that. So I don't have to go any further. So now I'm going to go, and remember, I'm going to start sticking to this photo. I'm not going to zoom in. I could zoom in just for the beak. In fact, I'm going to show you by zooming in. So let's save this. This is the blending that's done. Then I'm going to zoom in just to show you how to blend the beak. So let's go in. Right, put it in a comfortable position. Let's look at it. Look at that. Right, so the beak. We're going to just focus on the beak. So how are we going to blend this? So we're going to really take it down, right? Let's say 4%. And then let's take this to 20%, okay? And then remember, when you click on this thing, you see that? It just goes back and forth from your drawing to my drawing. Okay, so I'm going to go pick the colors and just going to blend with these colors, that's all. There, look at that. Get these tones that are showing up here. There. Look what I'm doing. Doing exactly what I did with the background color. Look at these lovely tones I'm picking out. And then you can see these blocky colors are being washed away and blended into the background. These blocky colors we had. So look at the setting, 20%, 3%, and you can do the same. So I'm looking at the colors of the original reference imaging as a reference for me to be able to blend this, okay? Right there. And here. That's a bit too big now, so I'm going to try and take it down to 1.7%. Look at that beautiful stroke. This is the way you create textures. Okay, it's a bit too big. Small, I meant. So create the textures. And then here, the darker colors. So I'm picking the dark colors. And remember, this is an excellent exercise. When you're in freehand, though, unfortunately, you don't have the liberty of doing this, right? And That's why you need to really train yourself using this technique. Okay, you can increase the density. See how granular I've become? Because I've got the experience behind me. Appreciating how much of this I need, and that will come with you as you practice, all right? So I'm showing you something that we want to make close to. Look at these dark colors under the beak, beautiful colors. This is the way it goes that way. Then I'm going to increase that. This is the experience that comes with this, okay? Just like a pencil. It's nothing different. Here, notice that the tones are different here, and then notice the tones are different there. Okay? It's a bit yellow. Okay? And then look at this. Here, and we've got to get that beak right. This beak is most important. Okay? Look at that beak. This beautiful beak that comes down here, and then this dark bit here. That's what this dark bit. Look how big the brush is, even at that level. See how it's working? Now do you get it? You can do so many drawings just applying these techniques, nothing more. Look at that color under the beak there, darker. So we're going to capture that. Increase the brush, and that's all you need. Right there. And then look at this beautiful white, the beautiful white thing, sort of slightly whitish. Look at the textures, right? Let's get that beak. Look at that, it's so sharp, which means I need to increase the density more, right there. And this brush size is small. Look at that. Slight this color. This is the color that you want to get. That's the tonal color. Beak. Right. That's it. Then this color here. Pick that, and then get that blue color. Just shape it around it. There. Let's see what we have as a beak. Look at that beak. So it looks almost pretty impressive, isn't it? So let's save that. Believe me, I learned so much just by showing you guys. And I hope you can thank you for that, So let me just go back, save, and then I'm going to open it again because the developer has told me to do this because we're going through a prototype change here. So here, we're going through improving the app performance-wise. So this is what we have. Now let's do the nostrils and the eyes, yeah? Let's get this shape right. Yeah, look at that. The tone, now you're doing color tones to a level unseen, done before, okay? Let's take that up, and then remember we're not at the beak, the hardness. Look at that. there. Let's get that brown color there. Yes, let's shape that. Let's shape this. Oh, we need to go take it all the way I was doing. We need to shape this color there. Right, that's it. This is all just like pencil drawing, nothing more. And if you practice this, you will be pretty good artist in digital, and you won't think that you need technical mastery at all. You still apply your same techniques, nothing more. Look at this line. You gotta really take that down, mate. That line is like this brown color. Right, look at that size of that. There. Right, this really helps you, and believe me, helps you in a way that you never thought possible. See how I'm doing it? Yes. And then this white, just the density setting, that's all it is. Look at the density setting I have, 30%. So I'm going to show you this. So I can see it. This is really training your brain to understand these tonal variations that you're trying to capture in this wonderful creature. And then we could increase that. No big deal, because we've got a bit more can work with there. There. This is what makes drawing such a pleasure. If you think using tools is all it takes to drawing, then it's fine. If you enjoy it, then do it. But I tell you, you won't have the versatility of drawing by hand. It's just like this. So that just forming that. And then we got this. This really helps you. And then look at that small area here. So I'm going to try and capture that small area there. That's all I need. Right? Then here. So I wasn't so sure how I was going to do this drawing, but I picked it anyway. And then I just want to make sure that I'm able to show you what you can do. This is like pencil drawing at a level not seen before. Okay, there. And you don't worry about brushes to give you techniques. This is how you develop the techniques. You don't need brushes. I'm using one line brush. Have I gone out of that? I'll show you how to develop these feathered type look. Trust me, you'll be amazed. And that's why people are amazed with my drawings of furry creatures. Look at that there. Beautiful, isn't it? Let's draw the eyes. No, I just can't wait. Too impatient, sorry. I'm going to draw this beautiful eyes. Just want to show you. Then if you go to the middle, if you want to get the shape of the eye, by all means, stay in the middle so you can see your image and just shape the initial image. Because remember, you're learning. Don't think you're going to jump before you can walk. You know, if you gave me this drawing and said, draw this, without using trace. Believe me, I will be making it just as good as I'm doing now. Believe me. It's because this is the way I've learned. It's helped me improve my technique like nothing before. And it will also help you, right? This is really shaping. There. And then you can go here, take this textures. Right? Watch me how I do the textures. Right there. This is the area encroached on the black has encroached, so I'm shaping it. Right there. So shaped it, and then there is less of the black. And then if you want to get the density up so you can see a bit more, then that's fine. You know, have more control over. Right, that's how you get the tiny details here. And I'll show you how it's easily done. There, pick. This is exactly how I did the, not exactly, I mean freehand when I did that, the freehand drawing of the eagle. I was like super impressed, and then I realized that I already had these skills in me, so I didn't have to do too much. So there's white there. And then what have we got here? Right, so make sure you shape these eyes, and then this beautiful brown. Look at the tones that we've collected. Can you do that impossibly with any type of pencils? No. All these gradients of what makes, and then on. Okay, let's do it. See how that looks? What a big difference, isn't it? It's a little bit. That's our drawing. Would you believe it, right? So let's go here and get this form done quickly. So we've done the eyes, we've done the nostrils. See what a big difference it makes. So now let's go here, save it. I'm going to do what my developer tells me, otherwise they'll give me a rap on my hand, isn't it? So save it, and then I'm going to open it up again. Okay, so what we need is, let's go here. We're going to create this texture around the eyes. Look at this beautiful texture. How are we going to do that? Well, it's very easy. You got a small brush, and just to crisscross, follow the shape and lines. Follow the lines and shape. Don't worry about anything else. You know, and don't worry about getting exactly. Just follow the lines and shape and give the illusion. It's all about the illusion of detail. Oops, that's too strong, isn't it? Right there. And then the rest is like this light tone color. I'm going to try and there. And what do we have here? We've got this beautiful, like a bow, isn't it? It's got that brown color and this lovely, luscious yellow. It's almost like his rims, isn't it? Right, and there. If you don't believe this is a technique that's going to improve your drawing, I'd like to know what your reasons are. Yeah, and then of course, I can talk and then let you know. If you're protecting the interests of how everyone does digitally with all the tools, then you're not really open to trying new techniques, right? Right there. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at all these textures that we're trying to create. Are very easily done. Look at how I did that in one sweeping session. This is how I create the fur in the cat. It's really what you look at, your ability to distinguish. Right there, look at that. Look at these beautiful strokes under the eyelashes. And look, you can see these textures just creating the notion. And what I do is of course, I don't have the color picker, don't have the liberty of the color picker, right? But I'm still able to pull it off because I know roughly what the textures and what these colors are, right? That's it there, and here. This is getting white as well. So I'm gonna do this. Honestly, I didn't know what I was gonna draw, but I'm gonna increase the brush size more because we're now at so don't want to spend too much time on this drawing, right? We've got to finish it, haven't we? How are we doing for time? Yeah, so I need to speed up perhaps. So now I'm really accelerating, so I'm sorry, but you will have to, I'm not showing you the basic, I'm trying to do the whole drawing so you feel inspired, but you may also, the consequence of that is you might get frustrated because you're not able to pull off what I'm doing. And you're not going to do that if you don't practice, right? If you just think it's going to come right, right away to you, then you're quite mistaken, right? Any artist will tell you that. Right there. Look at that. They're beautiful. Doing all these lovely strokes, picking the colors so you know that you've got the right colors you're applying to that. There, okay? And you have these night colors there. That's it. Here, some strokes here, going that way. There's some lovely strokes here. Notice that the edge of the beak where that's coming, yeah? This is the form and shape you want to create. Because that's where the beak ends, right? So you want to get that right. Where does it end? There it is. So just get that down. Look at this, just picking out. Remember, this is too dark, right? So you can increase the brush accordingly and just that's all there is. Let's do the bottom of the brush. Look at that, it's all flat. It's a flat sort of a brownish greyish tinge. That's all I'm doing, I'm just following that. And then there's a brown tinge to that. And then some feathers. That's it. And then if you want to decrease it and get those lovely white lighter feathers, then go ahead. See? Just doing just enough to make a difference, that's all. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Look at that. It's like almost photorealistic almost, isn't it? And then you carry on. So what I'm going to do, what time is it? I said I would finish in one go, but I think you'd much rather see the techniques. We've got like about 5-10 minutes, so you'd much rather see the techniques. So you can see what I'm doing. Now, watch me, let me show you let's save this. Let's go back and let's actually save and then okay that. And then open it up again, like my instructor told me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, let me show you these feathers lines, yeah? And then you need to find, I need to know, when I look at those feathers, I need to find the right brush size and the right density, that's all. So what should I do? I'm going to show you. And then you'll say, oh, that's how it works. That's a bit too dense. Just watch. Right there. This setting is exactly what you need to give you that effect of the feather effect. Right, so take that down. Right, and test it. Right there, I can see it. It's quite a small brush size. So again here, okay, that. So then you'll be able to see how this works. See these lines? I'm following the line of the strokes. See that? And then getting these tones so I can better balance it out. Right, don't worry about what I'm doing right now, just pay attention to the settings. Right there. And then here, just getting these, giving the illusion of light and dark. And then the eyes will see that if you're not getting the color, get it from down here. See that? What I'm doing? And then here. And pick the colors that you need. Right, this is when you realize the whole form of the bird defines the whole drawing, and you're trying to be like with nature, isn't it? Just trying to give the illusion of, and then change it up again as you go, wherever you go down. Right there. Can you see that? How that's sort of somewhat coming out, right? Right there. Just the form. I haven't quite got that right, so I need to play with it, and then I'm going to tell you when you next join me of how I managed to pull that off. Right there. Okay. So you can see what I'm trying to do is trying to get as much of the shape and form, textures. I'm creating the textures not through a brush, but my own techniques. And it's possible to do it because I've proven it, done it many times. So I'm going to go through it really quickly here. Pick the tones right there. Look at that, it's quite harsh. So I can take that down and just right there. That's it. Even though it's not actually done. Right there. So that's part of it. Now let's do the feathers. See if we can get away doing the feathers. Right. I'm going to show you. Try to finish it quickly here, so you can see. Let's create the feathers. Too harsh, I would say. Let's see that beautiful plumage here, isn't it? So you can finish it. If you've got a will, you can do it. Come on, you know that. So look at I've got a good feel of the density setting. And I'm gonna finish this bird, man. And then I'm gonna show you how to make this photorealistic. You know, that I'm probably at my own spare time, but not here. Right there. I think I've done a good job. If there's a will, wherever there's a will, there's a way. The plumage, isn't it? This bird. Beautiful plumage. It's all a question of finding Let's move me over there. And let's see these. You know, it's not exactly forming the feathers like some people would. It's actually creating the illusion of feathers. That's all it is. You know, I said I would finish. I didn't want this drawing to go unfinished, so I said I would, do the best of my ability to finish this, yeah. I'll just give that illusion of the bird. It's probably not as it's not as clean cut the bird should be right now there, right? It's almost like if you don't do his plumage here nicely, it looks like he didn't go to his wardrobe and did a good job, did he? So just clean it up here. So that's all we're going to do. Now, we didn't probably catch the bird's plumage. You know, I might need to refer back. But we've captured a lot of the, how can I put it? Captured a lot of his, the form and shape, isn't it? That's all. All right. A bit more. That's it. That's it. And then what have we got here? We've got some darker tones here. And then this one, it's so clean, isn't it? That's it. Yes. Giving the illusion. And look at that. So straight. Definitely came out of a wardrobe, isn't it? There's not one thing out of. They definitely trimmed this bird, didn't they? So we haven't done this, did we? We haven't done this bit, so let's take that brush up. Let's put it about here. That's it. That's all you need. All you need. Right there. That's all you need. So at least we got the eyes right, isn't it? There. That's all you need. And then if we look at the plumage of the bird, you'll see it has these lovely brown, and maybe we can shape it, I don't know, here, you know, give the impression that that's where Bob Ross was good at this thing, where he could shape, put two colors in. Well, it didn't quite work here. There. Right. And look at that. You got the, wow, look at that beautiful plumage. And then take the black and just do the same thing, giving a separation. Haven't quite captured that, but it's something I said I was going to do actually. When I was looking at the tasks in front of me, I realized that I needed to do quite a fair bit to get this. I'm going to check what I did with this beautiful bird thing. I got a video of that, so if you want to watch a video that I made of this drawing on my tablet. Yeah, this is working. That's sort of working, isn't it? Yeah, giving the illusion. And cut to the black. It's the plumage here. Capture the black. I think we managed to pull it off. So I'm quite happy with that. I don't know about you. You know, I think I've captured most of it. So that's our drawing. So we haven't quite got near. So I'm going to save this. And then open it up again because it's gonna a little cranky with the whatever the developer's done. And then open it up again, sign it, and then we'll call it a day. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I really appreciate you giving feedback, comments, and of course subscribing. You know, you want to subscribe to my channel, and so I can bring you more great techniques. Let me pick this color. Oops, that's too thick. Let's go here. That's it, Paintology. So we're saved, we're done, we're finished, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you can meet again tomorrow, and please do provide feedback and comments. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.